Success is easy. Making money is easy. Being jacked is easy, you know? Being able to go and buy your dream car is easy. Being able to go and buy a penthouse in the tallest building in your dream city that you want to live in is easy. Waking up at 4:25 in the morning when I wake up is easy. Being able to set your mind on change and actually act on the change that you've envisioned is what's difficult. Getting started is what's difficult. The polarity between where you are now and where you want to be is what's difficult. Once you've gotten in the habit of going to the gym 4 times a week, or in my case, every single day when you combine the cardio and the weight training, it becomes routine. Now, there's still days when it's hard. There's still days when I don't want to do it. But the hardest part about the entire journey is the beginning. The hardest part about my journey is when I was in the gym for my very first time and I was 132 pounds and I was such a little weakling that when I put the squat bar on my back, I would complain about, oh, the squat bar hurts. And I was squatting like 95 pounds and I could barely squat all the way to depth. That's when it was difficult. It was the polarity between the man I am now that I wanted to be and the man I was then, and actually making myself change. Once I became consistent, once I put in the reps, once I created and integrated going to the gym as part of my lifestyle, as a lifestyle change, and not just something that I would do on an occasion, it became easy. Starting my first business, the hardest part about it was going all in, was getting over that mental block of, this is something that I need to do, but there's so much out there. There's so much in the unknown. There's so many things that I'll have to do that I don't know how to do. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm worthy enough to be a business owner. Getting over that was the hardest part. Now that I'm 20 years old and making $40,000, $50,000 a month from my online fitness coaching, helping people, changing their lives, that's become my new normal. And now my goal's beyond $100,000 months, $1 million months. That's difficult now because I have to change my systems. But what I can't do is go back on the things that got me to where I am now. All these gurus on the internet are trying to tell you to envision your dream life, envision your goal, but before you've even started in a certain sense, it's almost impossible to think about what do you want to achieve. When I started my first business, you couldn't ask me, like, what do I want to do with my life? I was just starting a first business because I just wanted to generate an income where I could work for myself, and it didn't matter if I had to work more time. I just didn't want to be a slave to someone else's system. I didn't want to be a cog in someone else's machine. I wanted to create my own machine out of myself where I could reap the benefit of my own effort instead of somebody else reaping the benefit of my own effort. And so it wasn't about, I wasn't thinking about $100,000 months. That was something that I was like, wow, that, like, I hear young guys making that and I'm like, that is insane. If I could just make $100K in 1 year, I would be so grateful and I'd be so fulfilled, right? All I had to do was get started, and I started a drop shipping business and it failed. And I started an e-commerce business and it failed. And then I started a handcrafted candle business through Shopify because I had no money and that was the only business model that I could start, and I just wanted to have a business so bad. And I put thousands of dollars into it, and I was working 3 jobs at a time while going to school, while working out, while waking up at 5 a.m. and training, and everyone at my school making fun of me and losing all my friends, and that business failed. And then I finally found what worked for me. Hey, I'm already good at sales. I've been in the gym for like 5.5, 6 years at the time. And I love going to the gym. It's part of my life. And people always ask me, like, oh, how'd you get that physique? Like, what's your workout plan? What's your diet routine? Like, what are your meals like? How much do you train? And I was like, why don't I start coaching others? I love to help people. And this is something that I really, really know about. So I just started to document my journey. I was obsessed with personal development. I was listening to Jim Rohn and Earl Nightingale because I understood, even at that time, I couldn't conceptualize these words yet, but I just knew as I get better, my income will get better. I knew that because in life, sometimes there's a couple outliers, but most of the time, you have to grow to the outlier of where the income that you want is. It's never just going to come to you. You have to personal develop to it. And so I was just doing these things every single solitary day, and I decided to start documenting my journey. And voila, I found my thing. People started to gravitate towards me. They were like, wow, everything that this man, and I'm talking about myself, said, I stuck to. I wasn't one of these guys who was coming on YouTube and I'm like teaching you how to get rich before I was rich, teaching you how to get ripped before I was ripped, teaching you how to become a rare man before I was rare. All these people, I see all these fitness trainers nowadays, and they're posting motivational Instagram reels, and they're still at like 20% body fat. They have braces, and they live in their fucking mom's house. No wonder you don't have any clients. You haven't created the individual out of yourself that you're trying to tell others that they need to be. When I got on YouTube, I had created that man for myself. The mindset that I have now, the discipline that I have now, I already had then. But I didn't try to act like I was somebody that I wasn't. I just straight up said, I wake up at 4:25. I work as much as I fucking can all day long. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't waste my time going out to the bars like I used to. I don't waste my time with shitty people. I don't set goals and not achieve them. I stuck to my word, and I accomplished everything that I set out to accomplish, and I continue to reset my goals. But in the beginning, it was difficult. Making that first YouTube video, it was difficult. Understanding that, my lifestyle would never exceed my level of personal development. It was a difficult thing to grasp because I was uncomfortable and I had to enact change. And in order to grow, I had to be extremely uncomfortable. But we as humans, we're in love with familiarity. And all I wanted was to change my lifestyle. But on the inside, the human instinct of me didn't want to change what I was familiar with. And this is the biggest thing that we struggle with today, is being able to adapt to the new person that you want to become. In order to attain new things, you have to kill off the old version of you, the old habits, the old baggage that's keeping you at the level that you're at right now. So I encourage you to keep this in mind when you're starting your journey. And guys, again, if you don't understand what business model that you need to start, and you have a good physique, you look like you work out, people ask you all the time, what's your diet plan? What's your workout routine? If you have people at the gym coming up to you telling you you have a good physique, if you already spend all your money and all your time thinking about the gym, buying supplements, eating, on gym memberships, on workout stuff anyways, and that you don't want to be a cog in someone else's machine, that you want to be your own boss. You guys have seen me done it in front of your eyes. You guys have seen me achieve my original dreams, and now my goals are so much bigger, but I've created that. If you want to make your first $10,000, 20, fuck it, $30,000 a month online, since I've done that over and over and over and over and over again, and you want to become financially free because you've already created an individual out of yourself that you want to teach to others, fill out the link in the description. and see if you qualify for my one-on-one mentorship. And I will take you there. Not only will I help you generate your income online and give you all of the systems that I have to have my fitness coaching do $40,000, $50,000 a month on autopilot, month after month after month after month, to create what I've created and have my content structure and my $100,000 blueprint. I will help you develop into the man that you actually have to become, so that you can believe you are worth the lifestyle that you want. But that's one of the biggest things that I struggled with, was belief. I didn't believe that I was worth all these things that I wanted, because I wasn't putting in the effort that that type of man, the man that I am now, would have to put in. And the man who's making $100,000 a month over and over and over and over again, which I haven't done over and over again yet, has to have more belief, has to have more effort. And I'm not there. I'm developing to that man. And you guys will continue to watch my journey. But that's what it comes down to. The biggest part is the change in the beginning. Now that I'm consistent, I have to change to a new level. There's new habits that I'm going to have to incur. There is new routines that I have to incur. There's new thought processes and beliefs that I have to incur to get to that next level. And I know that today's aggression talk and these recent ones have been short, but I've just been trying to get on here as I'm making all these changes in my content and in my life. I've got so many things that are coming out for you guys, especially as I transition into this new phase of my life in Miami, that every single time I have just a thought, a deep-rooted thought, and I think about you, I'm like, I'm just gonna sit down and do an aggression talk about it. And these talks haven't been the same, and that's because I'm saving my best topics for the videos that I want to make when I get to Miami. But I'll tell you right now, the biggest thing that you should focus on is just enacting change. All of the things that are holding you back are the things that, when you think about becoming successful, that you don't want to let go of. And the version of you that will reach your goals, the version of you in an alternate universe that has reached your goals, is the version of you who's willing to let go of those things. And so you have to make a decision. Are you going to kill off your old habits that are keeping you at where you are now and elevate past them? Or are you going to continue to be a slave to your impulses, a slave to this current lifestyle, a slave to your desires, and never, ever, ever get to see what you're fully capable of and never become the complete man? That's the decision that you're faced with. And until you have made a decision, you're going to constantly be wrestling with, what if I put in all of my effort, who could I become? You're going to constantly wonder what the greatest version of you is like. And that's an eternal hell that I don't want anyone to live in. So I encourage you, brother, take the leap, make the change. Either be willing to take the next 5 years to make mistakes on your own and figure it out, or invest in someone who has done exactly what you want to do. You can either pay with your time or you can pay with your pocket. You pay with your time, you have to make your own mistakes, and it's going to take you much longer. You'll probably be able to figure it out, but it's going to come down to, is that something that you're willing to do? Or you can pay with your pocket. You can learn from others' mistakes. You can learn exactly what to do, and you can only rely on your effort. And how much effort are you going to apply to the blueprint that you are given? I love you, boys. Stay aggressive.